When you're getting ready, how many times do you look into the mirror to just check yourself out? And look at your face and say, I think I'm ready to go out into the world, and I think I look good for everybody else. And then again, you're in your car or you're passing by and there's a mirror and you look at yourself again. Oh shit, hold on, I gotta go back there and I gotta go cover up that pimple, or I gotta go back there and fix my hair because it's all messed up. And this is where you make your own interpretations of what you're seeing and what others are gonna see of you and what they're gonna think about you, and then you will think about yourself. Seeing is deceiving because as you're going out into the world or outside, you are being judged by strangers, by your mom, by your uncles, by your aunt, and everyone is just watching you, interpreting their own way of what you look like and how you should look like for them, because they think or they see they see how you should look like to them. So you decide to do the same to other people. You look at people from afar and you judge them from afar, from what you are gathering, and you're looking at them and you're saying, that person needs to buy new clothes, or man, that person's wearing the same clothes again. Things that you're looking at may not be as what they seem. And we don't just do this with people, we do this with food. The food needs to look a certain way and be appetizing to the eye first, because if it doesn't look good, you don't eat it because it looks disgusting. And many people don't want to try different cultures, different foods, and I think they're all good. And I understand, like presentation, you want your food to look delicious. You can taste food too and make your own view on how it tastes, but you don't eat with your eyes. You look with your eyes. And that's a problem because you miss out on the deliciousness of different foods, different cultures. You don't understand and you don't know what you're missing because of it. I think tasting things is the best thing ever, because you can taste different things, different textures, different flavors. Speaking of tasting, I'm gonna have a sip of my Snapple because I am thirsty. Yep, this is still delicious. It's my favorite drink ever. Strawberry kiwi, no doubt about it. I remember when I was little, and I mostly relied obviously on my smell, because when you're little, you mostly smell things to know if you don't like them. So when I was little and my dad I was in love with McDonald's and chicken nuggets. That's all I wanted to eat. So every time my dad, he would get those fried fish sticks and he'd be like, oh, it's chicken. So I'd be like, oh, chicken nuggets? So he would feed them to me. I'd be like, oh, this is good. I like it. And then eventually be like, oh no, it's fish. I'm like, what? Like, he tricked me, but that was the only way he can make me eat foods. 80% of the world is based on seeing everything. You gotta look at traffic lights, you gotta look at signs, you gotta look at cars, you gotta look at so many things. Like, the eyes are busy searching and looking of what other things to observe and watch and gather. But why not have it all? Why not be able to use all the senses instead of focusing on one, which is seeing? And that's why so many people just make assumptions about different things, because there's nothing else to do but look. But there's 4 other senses, 4, and we don't use them. When you're a baby and you're new to the world, you're excited. You want to look at things. You want to taste things. You put whatever in your mouth you find. You want to feel things, touch things, smell things. Babies just try whatever you feed them, and then they make the face, like, so gross. They're so immersed in just trying new things because they're new to the world. But as you're growing up, you forget that you have 4 other senses that are there. For me, I don't have that 20/20 vision, but you strengthen your other senses. Say you close your eyes and you focus on your hearing, you'll be more in tune to be able to hear more things because you're not relying on your sight. Or you cover your ears and you'll see more because your focus is more on looking on what's going on. And when you don't have a smell, you can't taste. So that's something else. That's hard. I don't know how you can make up for it, but I know there's probably a way you can make up for it. But you make up of what other senses you don't have. And when you don't have, say, the ability to see or the ability to hear, you have other senses backing you up, trying to come through. Like feeling. Everyone can feel the vibe in a room, but either you feel it, everyone can if you're more focused, or you just are trying to pay attention, but you can feel the vibe of what's going on. You know what's going on, like, holy shit, like something happened here. There was an argument, and you're just guessing. Or just knowing. Haven't you had that feeling of just knowing something out of the nowhere, but your senses of seeing take over, and you're like, that's not, I don't know, man, if that's real, because, I gotta see it to believe it. And I don't see anything, no proof of where that idea or that thought came from, so I'm just gonna ignore it until I see proof of what I just heard or felt or tried. Also, seeing someone walking around, or you're seeing someone and they're either homeless, you're seeing someone or they're disabled, and you're seeing someone, and people always say, ooh, that's sad. But how do you know it's sad if you haven't gone through it? It doesn't make any sense why people think that it's sad when probably the person that's going through it is not even sad until you bring it up and say, whoa, I'm sorry, I'm sad, I'm sorry about that, or oh, that's sad. That is not sad. So I think what you're seeing, pay more attention to things that are beautiful. Like the ocean and the waves, the blue sky, nature is beautiful. That's something you should appreciate when you look at things. Art is beautiful. But judging people, that's way different. You need to use your other senses to judge someone. You need to listen to their story, feel what they're going through, and just look at them, know that you're paying attention. Those are 3 other senses that you can be using instead of, there's so many people that are just on their phones, not even paying attention to what someone's saying. All you hear is like blah, 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 until there's something interesting. Oh shit, what did he say? I missed it. And then you're all paying attention. Oh yeah. And then when it's your turn to talk, there's like those people that just talk. And when it's your turn to talk, they're like, you're like zoned out. That's a problem because now you have your phone. You're all looking at different things like pictures and on Twitter, on Instagram, all these things. And everyone's just judging, liking. I feel like this world needs to be more immersive and being able to use all your senses. Not just seeing. The world has to have more accessible things for everybody. When someone lacks a certain sense, one of the 5 senses, there has to be an equal field. If someone can't hear, I think everyone should learn to do sign language in every school to be able to communicate with everybody. Everyone should, I don't know, not be judgy about people they can't see and are too scared to approach them. The world needs to be more immersive in different senses, not just vision. That's why it's not as immersive and people just rely on what they see and they don't have this faith or this belief that you can manifest anything you want without being able to look at it, because that has been taken away from you because the world is too immersed in seeing material things, seeing proofs, seeing horrible things. I feel like now people are more appreciative of what they're seeing in nature. Things are changing in a way, but there's still we have a long way to go before the whole world is immersive in different senses. Always treat the world with curiosity. Treat the world as if you're an infant. Obviously, you're not a baby, but use all of the senses to pick information up, not just one sense. Just imagine if all of a sudden the world just went dark. What would you do if the whole world just went completely black and scary, and then you're like, oh my god, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to move, because no one is used to using your other senses of listening, hearing, feeling, knowing. It's just not talked about. And I think it does. I feel like when people think of losing their sight, they're like, oh my god, I don't know how I would get through this. I don't know how I would live like that. I don't know. Or any other senses. They just can't fathom it. And when they see someone, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. It's everyone that is lacking or not having that part, the vision, or is able to see as well as other people, doesn't really see it as amazing, but it's just a normal part of their life. It's just a part of them. It's like no big deal. Just use your eyes to appreciate the beauty of the world and what it has to offer. And driving, of course. And any procedural job that you need them, that you need your eyes, that you need them. But other than that, use your other senses to pick up information when you get to know people, when you taste foods, when you go out in nature. Don't just use your eyes. Use them all. Use all your senses. Then you'll be in awe what you've been missing. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I never paid attention to different sounds and different smells and different tastes. None of that. And then you'll be able to relate and tell the people, hey, listen. And more people will see what you're doing, and everyone will start being more immersive. And then eventually the world will become more accessible. Ways for everyone to travel, ways for everyone to communicate, and many more ways that I can't even think of. So if you got it to the end of this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time.